Have you ever heard of a no spend challenge, but you're not sure how to actually do it? Well, in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to set up your own no spend challenge and how to actually stick to it. My wife and I just got done with our very own no spend challenge, and it lasted 10 days. And it wasn't about the money that we saved or didn't spend, but the real value came in resetting our mindset and how it changed and how it put us back on track with our goals and with our money. This tool can be a great way for all of us here to get back into the driver's seat of our own financial situation. It's so easy to feel like everyone just wants to take all of our money out of our wallet and feel like our spending is out of control. So I'm going to walk you through step by step how to set up your very own no spend challenge and how to stick to it when the going gets tough and when those tailored ads really start beating down on you, because all those ads are not going to go away. They're going to keep coming and they're going to keep trying to make you spend money. So let's get into it today. I'm going to show you the step-by-step process here on screen. So feel free to take screenshots or find something to take notes, because if you apply what you're going to learn today, it will help you with your own money. It's going to help you feel in so much more control. So the first thing here to do is to review and understand what's making you feel out of control. Is there a recent event that happened that's making you feel like your spending is out of control? Or is there something going on that you feel like you can't stop spending money on? A great way to do this would be to review 1 to 2 months of your spending and see where your money is actually going. If you're not already tracking your spending, then you're very likely going to be surprised. There are a lot of great apps out there that you can quickly connect your accounts to automate this whole process. Or another great way to do it would be to simply pull your bank statement or your credit card statement and review those transactions over the last month or two. Review this spending over the last couple months and figure out what is essential and non-essential. Things like groceries, transportation, clothing, housing, those are all things that are essential, and I think everyone would agree with that. But things like eating out, concert tickets, gifts for coworkers, things like that are non-essential. It is very important to know what is essential versus non-essential so that when expenses come up, you know how to handle them during your no spend challenge, because guess what? Things will come up while you're trying not to spend money. The next step is going to be to determine the length of your no spend challenge. I always recommend starting with 7 days and potentially push it to 10 or 14 days if you're feeling bold, because you're going to find that it's even easier than you think to not spend money. It's just that we never think about not spending money, and you're going to be so much less stressed. You're going to realize that you don't need to think about money all the time. And now that you know how long your no spend challenge is going to be, the next step is going to be to determine what essential spending you need to make before your no spend challenge. The perfect example of this would be filling up your car before your no spend challenge or getting groceries before the challenge officially starts, because removing even essential spending makes it a whole lot less likely that you're going to succumb to that spontaneous spending, and it's going to remove the temptation to go out and spend money. And that could be extremely helpful towards actually sticking to your no spend challenge and avoiding that non-essential spending. Another thing is that if you have something that's already planned during your challenge, then just talk through how you may still be able to spend that money. An example recently during our no spend challenge was that Valentine's Day was right in the middle of it. And we knew we already had brunch plans, and we realized we would be okay still doing that spending because it was already pre-planned. So make sure you talk through these things. Since that event was already pre-planned, it wasn't something spontaneous and unintentional, so we were okay with it. The next step is to prepare yourself before the spontaneous spending even comes up. Prepare yourself to say no. It's likely that you already know, as we're talking about this, what spending is going to come up in the next 7 to 10 days during your no spend challenge. Do you like to grab a bite to eat on the way home or a drink on the way into work? Do you like to stop by the gas station to get a snack on your way home from work? Do you always swing into a certain store on Saturday or Sunday? It's very likely that you already know what potential spending challenges are going to come up during your no spend challenge, so be aware of those. Talk through those and prepare yourself beforehand so you can say no when it comes up. If you're married, have this conversation with your spouse so that you're on the same page. And if you're not married and doing this on your own, have a conversation with a friend or a family member. That way they can help keep you accountable. And a huge bonus is that if you can get your friend to join in on your no spend challenge, it's going to make it even more fun and even better because you'll be saving money together and improving your financial situation together. But the key is to get ready for the spending that you know is going to happen. The example for my wife and I is getting soda on our way home from work. So we talked about ahead of time how we were going to avoid that. We committed to saying no when that temptation would come up, and it was so much easier. So make sure you're actually prepared to say no to the potential spending that you know is going to come up during your no spend challenge, because it's unlikely that you're not going to be able to see what's coming down the road. You know what spending is going to happen and what the temptations are. But like I mentioned, those pesky advertisements are not going to go away. So the next step here in our no spend challenge is to avoid the temptations. And this tip that I'm about to give you is going to help you way beyond your no spend challenge, and it's going to help you forever. So here's how to avoid those perfectly tailored advertisements that get you all the time. Unsubscribe from everything. If you get a text advertising some new hot drop on some item you know you don't need, reply, stop. If you get an email with an ad outlining a sale that's coming up soon, hit that unsubscribe button at the top of your email or at the very, very bottom. Unsubscribe from everything. I promise this will help way more than you know. Removing yourself from advertising lists is a great way to reduce the temptation of spending money. And here's another tip to help you reduce it even further. Don't give them your location. Never share any of that personal information with the companies, or anytime you get some sort of a cookies pop up, hit decline. Don't let these apps track you between apps. It's a great way to reduce the tailored advertisements. And ever since moving to Idaho, my wife and I have been unsubscribing from everything and not sharing our location or phone numbers, and there's not a single ad that knows where we actually live. Either we get an advertisement for where we still lived in Utah, or we get advertisements for Boise, Idaho, which is 3 hours away. So if you can cut yourself off from giving them so much data, that's going to make the advertisements even more irrelevant and make it a whole lot easier not to spend money. Because for me, it is super easy to avoid going to a sale that's a 3-hour drive away in a completely different town. So make it a whole lot easier on yourself to avoid those tailored ads by reducing how much data you're giving them. And like I said, those last 2 tips are going to help you well beyond your no spend challenge. But now let's look at the other side of your upcoming no spend challenge and see what the reality is really going to be like once you put this into practice and you've completed your no spend challenge. So now that you're on the other side, yes, you will return to spending money, and that's okay. The thing to be aware of is the places that you don't actually want to spend money. You're going to figure out during your no spend challenge where there's actual value, and you're going to have a better sense of what isn't bringing you any value. You also have a better realization of money you can actually save. You now know that you can actually save for those goals that you want, like your emergency fund or a trip that you want to take or retirement. Now that you're on the other side of your no spend challenge, you have control and a whole bunch of new doors of opportunity open for you. And you're going to realize that you're in control of your money, finally. And you get to say what you spend money on. Money isn't just leaving your wallet as fast as it comes in. So please don't take this lightly. Please take what you've learned today and apply it to your life, because the other side of a no spend challenge is awesome. Trust me, the grass is greener on the other side of your no spend challenge. The thing that I want each and every one of you to do today is to commit to your very own no spend challenge. Start by reviewing your expenses, see what is essential or non-essential. Turns out most of it's non-essential. Determine what spending you'll need to make before your challenge and figure out the timeline for your challenge. And then get going. Use the tips in today's episode to help you throughout the challenge. Send me an email and I'll help you stay accountable to your very own no spend challenge. And let me know how it's going. I would love to talk with some of you, maybe after the fact, and we can do a follow-up video or a follow-up podcast episode talking about how great no spend challenges can be to help you get in control of your money. And of course, make sure to go check out this week's podcast episode of Financial Planning for Young Adults. Episode 24 is all about hitting reset on our money, and it includes no spend challenges as well as some other ideas to get back in control of your money. I really hope this video helped you learn how to set up your very own no spend challenge. Please let me know when you're going to do your own challenge and let me know how it goes. I can guarantee that you're going to feel so much better on the other side once you're able to get control of your money. And thank you for watching Financial Planning for Young Adults. I'm your financial planner, Skylar Fleming. Have a great week.